shifting gears to tonight, this week, your team, you've got a pretty good goal scorer on your team right now. Tage Thompson, red hot, like 3 goals again. And, there are times, Lindy, where he just kind of reminds everyone just how far he's come as a player and how incredible he is at filling the net.
Yeah, and, obviously put together a real good year. It was injured there for part of the time, which slowed him down. I think the key is that combination with him playing with Kulich has been something that has helped them. I think moving him around a little bit on the power play has helped them, where they just can't sit on him. I think most teams know, what a great shot he's got. So if you just keep him in one spot, it makes it a little bit tougher. But I think Tage is finding a lot of different ways to score goals. I think if you looked at the first one, getting it tight there, looking for the rebound, and we've got people around the net. And then, again, I thought the breakaway goal, what a great read for him to get in behind, and a great play by Kulich to find him off of really a play where kind of in D-zone coverage, and he reads it and gets in behind him.
Lindy, we've seen him play center. We've seen him on the wing. We've seen him moved with different line mates last couple months or so. Do you feel like Thompson is a player that other players find easy to play with?
I think so. I think he is a guy that you'll even see during the game, takes draws and will play center. It's easier for him, I think, or the guys that even play with him, to read off of where you're going. I think there's a comfort level when you play with somebody for a little while. I know he's been moved around a little bit, and that's been due to some injuries and, the fact Greenway's been out and Norris has been out. So we kind of moved him around, but getting Kulich back in the lineup and McLeod has been pretty secure where he's been at. It's kind of put him on that right side, and has been a guy that we've been able to play against top lines. As soon as I started matching him up against the Pasternak line the other night, our game got better offensively and it got better defensively. So when your top line can do that and outplay the other team's top line, you're usually in a pretty good place.
Lindy, I ran this kind of theory by Joe and by Paul. I'll run it by you. You're talking about the injuries and guys having to shuffle a little bit. And I was thinking since the Cousins trade, without saying anything about Dylan Cousins goes out, Norris comes in. We haven't had a chance to see him here, but the net result was having to ask guys to be in different spots or move around. And I wonder if you feel like that shuffling, not even just mentally if it's a fresh start in different spots and different combinations, but if you think that the shuffling maybe unlocked a couple things for you guys from a scoring standpoint.
Well, I think what we looked at is we really felt that Kulich played really well in his own end. Could be a guy that could push back the opposition and also play against top lines that made plays going up ice. So even though I tried that earlier in the year and then he got hurt, got a little bit of the concussion. I think that was the game against New Jersey or whoever it was. We knew kind of what we had. And I think with McLeod there, I think things have seeded themselves. I would just say better. When you look at points per game, and I look at Tage's points per game at playing at center and points per game when he's at the wing, and it favors him even in a goal scoring sense to be on the wing because now all of a sudden you can get in behind the defense. You don't have to play low. The numbers have been better. So once we got Kulich back again, that's a line that we've gone back to. I think the thing that has changed is, we've got Benson up there playing on left wing. And if we had a Norris, maybe that line or those lines would change a little bit. Then a Greenway, he factors into all that too.
Lindy Ruff with us on the Western Hotline. The team scoring as much as they are, Lindy, and winning. I mean, it's been dominance at home for a while now. How much meaning do you think that level of play has at the end of this season? Like, that's, to me, the thing a lot of people are trying to figure out is how much should they take this stretch? How much is it worth moving forward? For you, what do you think the answer to that is, of playing like this down the stretch, and how much that could mean for the summer and then, of course, the fall next year?
Well, I think it means a lot because we're working on our game. I've said this. Our goal is to try to win every game. It isn't to develop players or see players. Our goal is to play the type of hockey that we can sustain and be consistent with. And so we've had a few periods here or there where last game, first period, wasn't a good period. We've been a good first period team. Is sustain the type of hockey that you can win a lot more than you lose. And that's what this stretch is all about, is improve in the areas that hurt us when we weren't going so well. Improve in areas that even when you're missing key players, you can still win hockey games. So our goal every night is to play a brand of hockey that's going to help us win a hockey game. We know the areas that have hurt us during the year, from puck management, which we're cleaning up. We're getting better. And it's an area that we still want to continue to keep putting the puck in the right place. And I think our team's getting rewarded offensively and defensively for it.
Do you feel like there could be a mental component too for players? I'm thinking about, like a golf comparison where you like ended the season on a high, might make you more excited for the spring. Do you feel like it could help players and their mindset going into the summer, kind of carrying that into whatever you and Kevin Adams I'd seen had spoken about, like conditioning and being in elite shape next year? Do you feel like this stretch can maybe help with mental stuff for the players too?
I do, and I think that it is a big deal. I think when you have the team, when you have the time that we're going to have as players, your season's done April, you take a couple weeks off, you've got basically 4 months to improve your game, improve your engine, elite conditioning, be a better athlete when you come back at the start of September. That would make you faster, quicker, stronger on pucks. Every area that when you're as young as you are, and we have a lot of those players, we're young. I mean, we're maybe not young in a game sense, but we're young in age sense where you can make terrific gains as a player. I think that's an area that we can vastly improve.
Lindy Ruff with us on the Western Hotline. It's only been a couple of games, limited amount of time you've had with him. Noah Ostlund, after being dominant in Rochester, what have you seen from him in the only couple games so far it's been up here?
I've seen a real heady player that plays well in his own end, makes the right plays, has been able to find his teammates inside the offensive zone, have liked his game. Wouldn't be a guy that you would consider can dominate anybody size-wise, but his reads and his stick have been really good inside the defensive zone, and you can see why he's had good success. He's a real smart player, and if you're going to come up and play center, you've got to be able to read the plays and get in the right position, and I think he's done a good job of that. And he's looked comfortable. There hasn't been any hesitation in his game.
Sabres head coach Lindy Ruff. As we get down to the last few games here, Lindy, Josh Norris had been working on an injury, skated before practice on the 4th, and I imagine it's a tough call. You get a player that, if he's ready to go, is going to want to play. All this stuff about playing well at the end of the season, everything Joe just said, you got to kind of balance that with the end of a season, not getting a player to push it back too quickly.
For sure. The plan is if he's ready to go, he will play. We're not there with him yet. So he's still really in a day-to-day sense. And obviously we're running out of time. Then we'll have to make a decision that here's a player. Do you want to re-aggravate what he's been dealing with and set him back? Or do we get him healthy? And he's got a big summer ahead of him to get his body in the right place.
Is some of that for you, like maybe wanting to see more? It was only a couple of games, getting a sense before the season ends of what combinations work for him with different teammates?
Yeah, that would have been, ideal. But sometimes you don't get the ideal setting you want. I would have loved to see him and tried him with different players. From playing with a Thompson, or maybe playing with a Tuck. Putting him in different places inside the game and using him on special teams and getting a good feel for where he can be really effective for us. But obviously that won't probably won't happen. So you just deal with it and move on.
Sabres head coach Lindy Ruff ahead of tonight's game against the Carolina Hurricanes. Lindy, thanks very much, and best of luck tonight.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, Lindy.
Lindy Ruff. We'll see. We're not going to ask who's in net tonight. I was looking at something on Luukkonen, because they got a win with Luukkonen against Boston. He had 20 shots. In fact, the last couple times Luukkonen has played, when he wins, it's because there's not a lot of shots. He has 2 wins over Boston, 1 over Vegas, and the shots against in those his last 3 wins are 20, 20, and 19.